Dexter may have sent Clint to the bottom of the ocean, but a tip that Clint gave to Deborah could be sending Hannah straight to jail. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review the penultimate episode of Dexter. It's Season 7, Episode 11. Hannah could be going to jail. Maria's closing in on Dexter. And Deborah has a near-fatal accident. We've got the conclusion to the Koshka Brotherhood. Or should I say the conclusion? That's pretty much been wrapped up at this point. Yeah. Oh, Nadia left. Well, you know what, Quinn? You're an idiot getting involved with her. As soon as she got a bit of money, and she just took off. Very sad to see. So you got Quinn pretty much, down on his luck again. No love life, no interest. You got Dexter wanting a love life with Hannah, but has to choose between Hannah and his sister. And we got the last 2 episodes then, I guess, focusing on Maria and Dexter Morgan. If he truly is the Bay Harbour Butcher.
Is it safe to say that the Koshka Brotherhood have been fumbled? I think the problem with them is that they got introduced in a season where there was a lot more than just them going on. I think the Koshka Brotherhood taking like the place of the Skinner in season 3 would have been better, personally.
Yeah, they did struggle because I think the Koshka Brotherhood are a really good group of villains, even though Isaac turns out to be more of an anti-villain, maybe an anti-hero, but yeah, they do get introduced into a season where the first quarter episodes are more focused on Deborah finding out the truth about Dexter. Plus, you've got Dexter's mini feud with Louise, and then you also have Speltzer, who was a 2-episode villain, unlike the usual 1-episode villains. So, like, the first 4 episodes are pretty much focused on Deborah trying to control Dexter versus Lewis, and then Dexter focusing his time on Speltzer. Now, yeah, you do have the Koshka Brotherhood during that time as well, but I don't think they were the main focus, at least not from a Dexter perspective. From a Miami Metro, yes, but not for Dexter. And then you get the introduction of Hannah Mackay, and then in the middle half, and then towards the end half, you have LaGuerta stepping up her search for the potential Bay Harbour Butcher. So it's like the Koshka Brotherhood, in my opinion, they never really feel, maybe other than a couple of episodes in the middle, they never really, probably episodes 5 and 6, maybe 7, they never really feel like the main focus of this season.
Yeah, they even take a back seat to Hannah as well. But, I mean, it's right. LaGuerta investigating Dexter should take centre stage over the Koshka Brotherhood, but it's almost as good as the Koshka Brotherhood got. As soon as they were good, it kind of just petered out, and then Isaac just bled out in a boat and got fired to the bottom of the sea. So, sad for him, sad for the whole group, but I understand it. It's almost like they had a conflict of interest while writing the season, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think I would rather a season have too much going on, and maybe each story and each character doesn't get utilised to its full potential. I think I would rather that than have a season where literally nothing happens.
No, I totally agree.
And I don't think you can criticise Season 7 for being uneventful. Can you say that perhaps the Koshka Brotherhood were a bit of a letdown, or you expect a bit more? Absolutely, but I don't think they were. I think they were still a good addition to the show.
No, they were, but obviously, but you can say about anybody that any group's going to, take advantage of being the centre stage of a season, but unlucky for them that's what happened. I mean, if you compare it to Season 5, not much really happens in Season 5 outside the Barrel Girl killers.
Nah, pretty much the whole focus is on that.
Like, obviously, yeah, you got a bit of Stan Liddy, but he's looking into Dexter, and that's to do with Lumen, and that's to do with the Barrel killers, so unfortunate. But anyway, we'll get into the episode.
Right, so Dexter gets informed that Hector Estrada is getting parole, and he's going to be freed this morning. That was very, very quick. Dexter goes and sits in a little parole commission, and he sees Estrada being granted parole, and obviously Dexter is happy about this. He explains to Hannah it's like a Christmas present. And by the way, we must be in Christmas time because I believe it's New Year's Eve.
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
The finale was New Year's Eve.
And I mean, Dexter, I wonder if he actually bought Harrison any toys, or did he just give Jamie the money?
I mean, that is...
I'm going to say he gave Jamie the money because we do see him playing with Thomas and he calls him Gordon. Or
Aye.
Gordon, he calls him Thomas.
I was about to say he misgendered him, but he didn't quite do that. He misnamed him.
He misnamed him.
Can't be doing that to Thomas, man.
Quinn's on the phone to Nadia.
Gordon's got a fucking tanker. Come on, play the game.
Yeah. Quinn's on the phone to Nadia. She's not answering. He leaves like multiple phone messages, voice calls. She doesn't answer him. He then goes to the Foxhall Club and one of her wee stripper friends tells Quinn that she left you a note. She said she's sorry, but she needs to get out of here. It's too much. It's this, it's that. Bullshit at the end of the day. Quinn just leaves, doesn't even get the note. What does she mean? It's too much. What about the shit that Quinn's had to go through? What about the shit that everybody has to go through? I know they don't know, but look at the shit Deborah's went through this season, finding out the truth about her brother. I mean, what did Nadia really have to go through? She was doing her job as normal. Quinn steps in, saves her, kills her big bad boss, and then gives her a shitload of money. And then she was pretty much free, and she decides that she's just going to flee the country. I don't get it, man. I didn't feel sorry for Nadia. I just feel like she used Quinn this entire season.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like, she did use him, but they're not really trying to portray it that way.
No, they're trying to portray it as, she likes you, but what happened was too much and she had to escape. Just bullshit in my eyes.
Yeah, no, absolute bullshit. And
as soon as she got that money for the safe, she was like, I'm out of here.
I think Quinn's just a very weird fucking character. Like, is this guy ever going to get like a happy ending? Probably not.
I mean, he comes across as this like kind of like badass jock guy, but at the end of the day, he does take quite a lot of shit when it comes to women.
No, he does. Maybe he should fucking take a leaf out of Isaac's book.
Aye, maybe should turn a bit gay there.
La passion.
Right, yeah, we see Masuka's wearing his elf ears and all this stuff, but no one seems interested. He tells them that, man, the Christmas spirit around here sucks big reindeer dick. I mean, Masuka always, I mean, he's even sexualizing fucking Santa's reindeer. Didn't specify which one.
I know what I mean. His jokes are next to none, I'll tell you that much. Batista, though, he wants to inform Dexter that they're looking into Hannah, but Deborah doesn't really want to do that because they're going to get some information from Big Arlene.
Yeah, Arlene, basically a friend of Hannah's from their time in that little, I don't know, college camp or whatever it was.
Halfway house, I think, Dexter.
Halfway house.
Whatever the fuck that means, by the way.
Yeah, apparently they're super close, although Arlene looks like I say she looks like a druggie. I think she is a druggie. She's been rehabilitated. And
kids, the different dads, the typical waster.
Yes, and Deborah's speaking with her because Clint, he left the tip. He basically, I mean, it looks like if he got the money, he was going to throw Hannah in the dirt anyway, because he gave this tip here that it was like Hannah's killed all these people.
And they still didn't meet the code.
And that Arlene Scram knows about it. So
totally.
I mean, he may be dead, but I think he got his point across anyway. Alright, Dexter then meets Matthews at his boat. Matthews is hanging up Christmas lights, and he just comes out and basically tells Dexter the truth. You know, Maria's got this crazy thought in her head that you are the Bay Harbour Butcher.
But see, this is proof that Matthews has not even thought for half a second that Dexter's the Bay Harbour Butcher, because would you just come out at him like this? Basically, straight up admitting to him that here we think, well, she thought it was you and she dragged me into it because I'm kind of trying to go for my pension. But then Dexter realises, like halfway through the conversation, like, fuck, this is an interrogation. Then he lies, and it's like, is that really the smartest thing to do? Lie about, Dokes did have a boat and I seen him on it and all this, and Matthews points out, well, why didn't you ever say that back in the day? This could have went tits up very fast.
Yeah, but I guess it also allows him to, plant evidence and pretty much confirm that Dokes is the Bay Harbour Butcher.
No,
by bringing up a boat that didn't exist.
It does, but I feel like the longer Dexter goes on, the man himself, he's beginning to crumble a wee bit under pressure, isn't he? I mean, I guess it's understandable. More people than ever know. Back in the day, it was just him and Harry. But now everybody feels like they're kind of getting a sniff of what he is. And Matthews was close to it here, but he diverted him down a different path.
Yeah, no, definitely. Is Matthews... I don't know. Is Matthews even contemplating the idea?
I don't think he is. Like I said, I believe if he actually thought he could have been, he wouldn't have just been so blunt about the fact that Maria thinks it's him.
Yeah, anyway, Dexter then looks up some storage places online and he manages to plant some evidence suggesting that Dokes was renting these places out and he puts like plastic and stuff there. So therefore, when Maria and Matthews go and they search the place, they find equipment that the Bay Harbour Butcher was using. So Dexter, by making up some boat story, has pretty much confirmed or made it look like 100% that Dokes was the Bay Harbour Butcher. So
tell you what, man, you see Matthews, need more screen time with him. He's brilliant.
yeah, some of his lines are great. We haven't got enough of Matthews.
I would have liked to have seen a bit more though of LaGuardia and Matthews maybe like investigating other people, because ever since her pen landed on Dexter, she's hell bent on Dexter. I mean, I get it. Dokes did kind of say that there's something about that motherfucking creep.
Yeah, Dexter then sees Estrada getting released from prison. He runs after a bus. Dexter thinks to himself, that's not the walk of a dying man. I guess freedom was the tonic he needed, but I'll change that soon. So Dexter's got away with words. When he gets his hands on Estrada, he will be a dying man, or maybe just a dead man, I guess.
He'll be getting stabbed clean through the chest, that's for sure. But Quinn, he found out about Niddy at the club because some stripper told him.
Yeah, we've already discussed this.
No, I know, but he's like, he didn't even want to read the letter. He didn't even want the truth of it, man. See, Quinn, I wonder what's next for this guy going into season 8. Batista retiring, LaGuardia's dead. Deborah, how's she going to be able to handle herself? They're losing detectives pretty quickly and people in high up positions. But Quinn doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's going to become a sergeant.
No, he doesn't. Right, Hannah then... Well, Hannah's friend speaks with Deborah. Deborah basically threatens her, saying that if you don't give evidence against Hannah, I'll make sure you lose your kids. So, I mean, talk about a nail in a hard place. What's that like? That's that figure of speech?
Rock in a hard place.
I don't know why I said
Between
nail.
a rock and a hard place.
Between a rock and a hard place. Right, then Dexter meets again with Matthews. He brings him his favourite bottle of alcohol. Said, I noticed you were running empty there. And Matthews says that you no longer have to worry about LaGuardia. We know now that Dokes was the Bay Harbour Butcher, and he informs LaGuardia that he's done investigating and that he expects his pension to be reinstated. Imagine if LaGuardia just said, nah, you ain't getting your pension until you help me find proof it was Dexter.
I mean, she could have said that.
That would have left Matthews on double one.
It's all a bit clean though, all the evidence pointing to Dokes after all these years. But at the end of the day, man, it's like, but see, does Matthews truly believes it was Dokes? He doesn't even give it the slightest consideration that here maybe this was planted, maybe something is going on here. He's like, nah, fuck it, 40-year pension, more beer, more whiskey, more yachts, more Christmas lights. That'll suit me down to the ground.
Yeah, Dexter then introduces himself to Estrada as Steve Gaskell, another fucking name that he's plucked absolutely.
It's not quite Cal Butler, that's the iconic
Do you
one.
think Dexter just goes on like name generator to get these names? Or
it's like the most generic white guy name ever.
Steve.
Estrada basically just, hurries him along. He's like, get the fuck out my face, man. I've got no time for you. He's like, I've got stuff coming up for one of those South American countries.
Oh,
man.
I got time for you.
Yeah.
So they agree to meet Quayside Road, 10 p.m, and Estrada can see the product. Then Angel notifies Dexter that Deborah was in a car accident, and she was in this accident after just speaking with Hannah and on her way to a second interview with Arlene Scram. Dexter goes to see Deborah, and she says that basically she didn't overdose, she didn't do anything. And at this point, Dexter kind of knows that here Hannah must have drugged her to make her pass out at the wheel, and then that caused the crash. He doesn't want to believe it. He then looks for evidence, and he sees a big blonde hair in Deborah's was that her apartment?
Her bathroom. He's like, but that could have came off me. He's looking for every excuse under the sun here not to frame Hannah, but at its point, I mean, she is number one suspect when it comes to poisoning and, drugging people in this season, so it has to be her. It can only be her.
Yeah, Deborah's convinced it was her, but Dexter just doesn't want to believe it.
I thought it could have been Deborah doing it to herself, but looking at the state of the BM, I thought, there's no way, man. There's no way you would risk that. It wasn't a minor crash. I mean, it looked fucking snookered.
Yeah, we've seen people not walk away from crashes like this. But Hannah, she is adamant that she didn't do it. She says, nah, do you really think I would be stupid enough to poison the Lieutenant of Homicide, which, I mean, I guess makes sense. She's already got a lot of heat. I mean, is it smart to try and poison Deborah? But then again, Deborah's the one that's bringing that heat, so...
There is just no trust in this relationship. This relationship's fucking awful. They both lie to each other. Where can this go? You even see, like, the scene when they're having, like, Christmas dinner, man. Dexter dresses up for it, which I thought was a bit funny. And then after it, like, Harrison's sleeping, but you've got Hannah, Dexter, and Jamie all playing with the fucking Thomas the Tank playset. That's not my point, though. Dexter's looking around the food thinking, is she going to poison me? Am I truly ever going to be safe? Is my son ever going to be safe with her in the kitchen? You can't fucking live like that.
Now, she also did say here, I've never failed. If I poisoned Deborah, she'd be dead.
Yeah, that's true, but does it also not kind of point at the fact, oh, I've never failed? That's exactly what you would say if you gave her a certain amount. But it's to make it look like an accident.
And also, she pretty much gave this... That was her plan with Sal, to make him die at the wheel. So it looked like a car accident. So, I mean, it could be a similar thing here. Maybe she mixed it up to not make Deborah pass away at the wheel, but to have her just pass out and then die in a crash, which could happen. And it's reckless. Like, it's not thinking about other people on the road as well. Like, I mentioned that during the episode where she killed Sal. It's like, she wanted Sal to die behind the wheel and then just make it look like a crash, but she wasn't thinking about the people he would crash into, or could have crashed into a car full of a family, or something along those lines.
The key thing is, Deborah convinced Dexter to a degree that Hannah had something to do with it. If she died, I think he doesn't even bat an eyelid almost about Hannah possibly doing it, because it would have just come back that she's, triple, double the amount of what she was on her, pre-medication or whatever, and therefore he would have been like, well, she was stressed, knowing all the shit about me.
Yeah, Dexter then gets he gets Estrada. He puts him into this like shipping container. Estrada calls him Dickie Moser after finding out that Dexter is the son of the mother he killed 30 years ago. Estrada was the shot caller, but he said he didn't want to do it. He said he had to do it. He said if it was up to him, he wouldn't have done it, but he had no choice really. Then Estrada starts cursing out Dexter, saying, "You're working with that bitch cop. That's the reason she got me out. That's the reason she pushed for my release." Estrada says he's been set up, but then Dexter replies, "You're not the one that was set up." Dexter realizes that the reason Estrada's been released is because Maria wants to catch him, and lo and behold, Maria arrives with 2 officers. Dexter gets Estrada out of there, but Estrada manages to elbow Dexter, and he makes a jump into the river, or the ocean, or whatever, the sea, and Dexter's wearing this little killer butcher apron, so he's not really going to jump in after him. And LaGuerta finds the chainsaw on the table, wrapped in plastic. So, I mean, pretty much, this is a Bay Harbor butcher kill scene if ever you've seen one.
Yeah, I mean, I know we didn't have the time to take the plastic down the chainsaw, but fucking hell, man. It's like, this just points everything towards a Bay Harbor butcher, and it's a chainsaw, which was used in all those killings back in the day. But I tell you what, Estrada, he's not quite as built as the guy in Original Sin, isn't he not?
Definitely
he
not.
He was like fucking Hercules.
Well, and this guy is a bit older now, so...
No, he is a bit older, to be fair. But I tell you what, he's in good shape for whatever age he's supposed to be, like 70 odds.
Yeah, they said this happened 40 years ago.
And obviously, if he's a shot caller, he's not going to be like 17. 40 years ago, you know what I mean? He's obviously like in his 70s here. Looks good.
He does look good anyway.
Jumped into the bay like it was no tomorrow.
Doesn't look good for Hannah, because the lab results come back and Dexter finds... basically that Deborah's water was contaminated, and that Hannah did try and eliminate her, and he realises Hannah poisoned Deborah, and that's not the future that he wants for Hannah. He then goes to Deb at the hospital, and he gives her a present, early Christmas present. He gives her Sal Price's pen. He says if you test it, you'll find traces of aconite on the end, and Hannah's prints. So that's what Hannah used to kill Sal Price. And then we see the episode end with Dexter going to Hannah's place, and they're kissing under mistletoe, but it's not going to be a good ending because police arrive, Deborah arrives, and Hannah realises that she's been basically set up by Dexter. He's given her up. He's threw her under the bus here. She gets arrested, taken away in cuffs, and Hannah tells Dexter that he should have killed her instead.
I'll tell you what though, right? Is this the correct call for Dexter? I'm going to disagree, because 1, she meets the code. Alright, 2, he does love her, but It's a fucking mighty risk putting her in police custody when she is the ultimate get out of jail free card. Imagine if she whipped out that he's the Bay Harbour butcher. He's killed all these people while LaGuerta's sniffing around him. That would have been like almost too perfect for.
I don't know. I don't know if LaGuerta knows about this relationship, but if she does, like, wouldn't she be the first person you go to see and say, like, I'll offer you immunity? I will give. I promise you freedom if you can tell me any information about Dexter.
Yeah, I do feel like that is a bit of a
Because
plot
if
hole
if she's a killer and LaGuerta thinks that Dexter's a killer, then who's to say they haven't shared information with each other? But then again, does LaGuerta really know?
The whole department knows, though, right? And I mean, we could have got a scene where Matthews and LaGuerta's discussing that. Like, well, hold on, we thought Dexter was squeaky clean, but here he is, dating a literal killer.
It's another thing that, to me, I'm not convinced it's a good relationship. Like, with Dexter, not think here, if LaGuerta's on to me, it's probably not a good idea that I'm actually dating a well-known killer.
Also, he should have thought, here, LaGuerta's on to me. Is it really the best fucking time to go kill Estrada?
Yeah.
It's like, I think he should have seen that one coming, to be honest.
He should have, but here, he didn't. That was the end of the episode.
And I will give it I'll get an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to get a 9. I like this episode, and Dexter, getting outsmarted almost, but he managed to escape in time, so yeah, Hannah in cuffs and Estrada out there, free in the ocean.
Can Hannah feel hard done by?
I mean, betrayed, yes, but at the end of the day, you're a fucking killer, so, I mean, you can't really feel that hard done by. You deserve to go to jail, you deserve to go to prison.
That's it.
You murdered a shitload of people, so...
It's funny, though, that this is the one person that Dexter gives to the police when it's somebody he loves, compared to all the other people that he's killed and fucking robbed the department of actual, evidence and all that stuff. It's crazy how he works. He's the code has never been more corrupt. And you know what? It's weird, because it's almost like Harry's not really calling him out on it as much, isn't he not?
Maybe Harry's given up.
He used to call him out on wee petty things back in the day, like misdemeanors, almost. But yeah, I feel like Harry's given up, and maybe episode 12 will be the ultimate give up. Never give up, Harry. 8.5 out of 10.